Hello again folks, welcome back to some more Landric Plays Hand of Fate 2. Last episode we tried again, the Judgment Quest, and once again we failed fairly miserably, although we did confirm that yes, we can possibly do it and save all of our companions if we complete all of their side quests and things like that. So that is what we are going to be doing today. As I think it was Super Writer said in one of the comments a long while ago, the High Priestess, where is it? High Priestess, there we go, is a particularly good quest for sort of grinding companion side quests because it's relatively short, there's relatively few sort of mandatory cards, there are like a few less things that you can bring with you, so I've set up a couple of things that should help us out, and we'll see how it goes, so let's just jump right in. And if it doesn't work, then hey, this will be nice and quick. So I think for Estrella's quest, which is what we're going to be doing today, we need 27 food to do it.
These challenges I present you, each one will hone your skills and prepare you for our final conflict.
So hey,
this empire will fall under proper guidance once more, and soon.
Little failure there, that's a shame. So we lose a food, so as long as we can find the quest that we're after fairly soon, let's try rerolling these, then we should be okay. And I've stacked the deck with as many food gain cards as I possibly can. So no food for us there, unfortunately. Blizzard, not grand, so we lose some life, we lose some more life. We do our best to find some cover. And we got a huge failure, because of course we did, so we lose some more life. And then we find a pair of Northmen, who are not hugely scary, but all the same, probably should be fairly cautious, given that we just lost, I don't know how much damage to Frostbite. Let's have a look.
Together, advance!
25, not grand, but not great, not terrible. So at least one fairly quick work of you, and then where are you? Come back here. Oh, just finish you off. There we go. I think the loading times for this and that little cutscene are going to actually be longer than the combat itself. Okay. So we get a little bit of gold for that at least. No food, unfortunately. We could trade actually, we don't have any equipment that we might want to sell. Oh, more blizzards, so losing even more life. Hopefully we'll do better this time though. So there's this one? No! Wow, I'm really bad at those card gambits today. Okay, so we're against a whole bunch of guys this time. Well, at least this should be slightly more of a challenge, but the way I'm going, I'm going to die of the cold before I even find the card that we're looking for. Sorry about that, Estrella. Let's give this another go.
On my mark.
I'm going to focus on these trappers because I hate it when that happens. Well, at least he cut me out of the what do you call them? Rollers? It's really annoying to trap things. Doesn't help that we've only got a rusty axe. So somewhere in our deck we have the, I don't know what it's called, the Reaper or something like that, so a big cleaver that also handily has a food gain bonus to it. There we go. I mean, it's still cutting through them fairly quickly, I've just got to be a bit less sloppy with, well, the gambits and the blocking and the dodging and all of that good stuff. So at least we found a health potion there. Unfortunately, no food still.
The mountain is unforgiving. You would not be the first to die upon its peak.
Avalanche. Fight some more Northmen. I suppose this would be a good quest to do to grind some of the tokens from cards that require us to combat Northmen. Perhaps I should have brought one of those with me.
It's a fight you'll get.
Just so that we could do two birds with one stone. There we go, dodge around you. Dodge around you again. And let's just sink our axe somewhere into your back. Ow. Never mind. I was so close to saying, and look at that, we did it without taking a hit. And the words were not even out of my mouth when we took a hit, but oh well, such is life. So we're below half health now. Oh, then we got some max health. Ah, there we go. A couple of potions, a little bit of gold, still no food. Ooh, we've got to roll the dice. And hey, we managed it this time. Do we get anything good for that, or do we just not get a bad thing? Ooh. We can save the guy, or we can retrieve a weapon. Let's take the weapon. Harvest blade, don't have
By the
enough
looks
fame.
of it, this has been used well. Of course, not well enough to keep it from falling into your hands.
Interesting. So I put this in because if we kill Thomas, we get a bunch of food. But actually, it might be better just to play the demand that he return the stolen food, and then no, actually we're just going to refuse to fight him. We're going to play the games. We're going to see if we can win a couple of what do you call them? Not artifacts, just bits of equipment. Really. There we go. So I think he does get annoyed and attack us if we win all of the games.
Consider your actions carefully, if you would be worthy.
So that is something I didn't take into account. We have virtually 0 fame in this encounter, so it would have been smarter to put in some bits of equipment that don't have a fame requirement. Almost missed that one.
That will set you in good stead from here.
There we go. So this charm will be quite good, so that gives us an aura of food if we defeat people, or alternatively we can just get a food gain card after we take less than 50 damage, and having the defense will actually help us there. So let's play a card game, and I think actually we might try and lose on purpose here. Because I don't want to have to fight the ogre. So we have a lovely time. You know, we let him win just to be a good sport. I'm going to go to our camp. And just in case, I am going to see if we can buy some food. So buy 3 food. And we'll buy an extra one just in case, because we don't really care about this quest. All we want to do is finish Estrella's quest. And I think we're only on the first or second step of it, if I remember rightly. So let's ascend.
Careful how one deals with old magic.
Okay. Failure. Well done, Az. So no blessings. So we're definitely going to struggle to complete it with a gold token. Luckily, we already have that. Failure again. I don't know if I'm just not looking at them correctly, or they're just particularly tricky today. Let's make a donation. Hey, we'll get some blessing at least. Monk's Vitality. If your max life is less than 150, you may discard food gain or equipment cards for extra life. Gambler's Banquet. 2 food after every dice get. There we go, that's what we want. There we go.
Here's a token for you, if you can earn it.
I think I can this time. The Peasant King sits in a throne of bones and feathers to honour the downtrodden and forgotten. Clad in a heavy cloak and leather cap, the grubby young man rises gracefully from the sombre nest as you enter. The basement of Far Water's only tavern serves as his throne room. A gracious host, he offers you chipped mugs of something leafy and lukewarm. Some of the townsfolk claim he is a saviour. Others say he is a good-for-nothing layabout, Estrella explains. Regardless, the peasants hold him in some esteem here in Far Water. He draws a curiously shaped set of pipes from a pocket and plays a jaunty tune. Enough. The peasants of Far Water will soon be cast from their homes. Is there anything that you can do for them? The infernal tooting stops, and the Peasant King lowers his pipes with a grin. 27 loaves of bread. You choke on your muddy tea. Alright, here you go. 27 loaves of bread, leaving just 2 for us. The Peasant King bows. I confess there is little else I can do for these people. He suddenly becomes very serious. I will scrounge and blackmail what food I can, but without their homes and farms, there will not be enough to keep everyone alive by winter. This is a generous gift, but even if you were to bring me tenfold the amount of food, it is a lost cause. Estrella frowns. Is there no family or neighbouring town that could welcome them? I know Borim, the tavern owner, has family in the city, but he is one of the few. The peasant king reclines on his bone pile. So it goes. Farwater could never stand against the will of the Emperor. No, Estrella shakes her head. Enough. The people will not starve because they are not going to leave their homes. She bows to the peasant king and turns to leave, grim determination on her face. They have all but ignored my messages regarding the matter. There is only one thing for it. We must fight.
Well done.
But how? The peasant king chuckles. You are but 2 warriors, and the Empire cannot be stopped. Yes, it may be suicide. Estrella places a practiced hand on her pistol and grins. The odds are stacked against us. I cannot use my allies in the Empire, but I have garnered some underground contacts in my time. Come, we are going to visit a special friend of mine. Okay. And given that this has been a relatively short video, what I'm actually going to do is I am going to forfeit this. And we are going to go straight for that extra card and see what that gives us. So no token from this, but we already have it, but we do get the token from Estrella's quest. So we get Estrella's unusual contact, and let's very, very quickly put together a deck, and we'll jump right in and give that another go. So we'll probably use the same map. Can't have this encounter, so we'll bring that. We don't know if we want food or what for this, so I'll just leave the deck the same as it is. Although I will swap out this one because it requires fame, and this because it also requires fame. And is there anything in particular that will help us with Northerners? Or rather, something that has a token that we can use. This and this. Perfect. And back. And supplies, we don't need the extra food probably. And I think, is it our questing mace? Our questing mace requires Northerners as well. Perfect, so let's do that. So hopefully 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's just start the quest. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, or at least the High Priestess of the Northerners. So here we go. Let him swirl the cards around in a bit of a showy fashion, and bring across the map.
My mind has been honed. Sitting upon the throne of life and death shapes the world in one's image. And Callus has always lacked self-control for that to be anything but chaos.
Okay. So, the first card we find is the card we were looking for, so great, we'll find out what we require and then maybe we'll quickly rebuild the deck and give it another go. If we are to defend Farwater from the Empire, we will need help. Estrella leads you through town until you reach the cellar door of an abandoned farmhouse. My contact is of the Silt Ears, long thought lost. Estrella pulls aside the heavy cellar door and waves you in. You follow Estrella through the damp corridors that burrow deep into the earth. Through here, she says, and watch your step. Okay. So is this going to be combat or a dungeon or a what? I guess a dungeon. Okay, so we just have to get through here. That can be done. So again, not sure what we're going to need as a result of this encounter, so we might as well go through and just try and get what food and gold and whatnot we can. I can never remember the controls for the cameras in this mode, so that always messes me up, particularly when we're going sideways like this. So I may just go straight for the exit, given that all I want to do is get to the end of this quest. I am amazed we did not get hit there. But I am going to go this way anyway, just in case it gives us some nonsense about, oh, you must collect all of the stuff in this dungeon to qualify for my test. Yeah, at least the camera's going to be slightly kinder to us going back. Is there anything this way? Yeah, there's some more gold. Nope, absolutely don't remember the controls for the camera. Oh, we'll just sort of walk past those. Lovely. And then go this way this time. Sort of walk past some of these traps. Set those off. Dive out of the way. There we go, easy peasy. So I think we've got all of the all of the treasure out of this dungeon, so whether or not we require it, it'll be nice to have. And then the question is, if we get the token from this card, do we immediately restart again? Yeah, maybe we do. So yeah, good advice, Super Roto. It's definitely worked out so far. Skip that text. She doesn't usually enjoy visitors. Something, something, something. Estrella opens the door to a dimly lit cavern. A giant humanoid rat sits on a pile of rags. A tattered hood casts its face in shadows. Immense and grizzled, the rat's long snout is grey with age. You find your way past the cellar door of an abandoned farmhouse into the cavern hideaway of the last Siltir. It bears sharp teeth and rasps. What goes? Elder Queen, it is Estrella of Far Water. Your companion steps forward and bows. It has been many years since we last spoke, but I seek your help. A great army marches to take this town. The rat's milky eyes blink for a while before her ancient head nods. It taps a claw at a box full of artifacts, some old and rusted, others shining and new. Then it draws a symbol in the dust and raises one finger. Estrella nods. She wants the artifact, Empire's Burden. Okay, so now we know we need that in our inventory. None left, only rat left. Estrella frowns with guilt. Long before either of us were born, the Silthirs were a significant presence in the land. Then I believe a past emperor decreed that they must be purged. When I was a child, I stumbled upon this underground maze and the Elder Queen quite by accident. This was of course long before I was even a soldier, before the propaganda campaigns declaring the Silthirs monstrous vermin to be eradicated. Estrella shakes the bad thoughts from her head and gazes sadly at the ancient rat. She saved my sister and me from an underground worm once. She was quite the fearsome fighter back then. I suppose she's getting quite long in the tooth now. She must be at least 300 years old. Is she really royalty? Estrella shrugs. This was all before my time, so I can't be sure. When I was a child, when she was less old, she referred to herself as Elder Queen. Now she just calls herself Rat. The Empire doesn't have much official interest in their history. From what I've heard, the Silthirs did have royalty. Kings and queens and princes. Alright, so we know we need the Empire's Burden. I mean, this was the first card that we drew, so even if it was in our deck, we would be at a bit of a loss. So I tell you what, let's quickly forfeit and very quickly try it again. So while the dealer is faffing about with his cards there, I'm going to have a quick little drink. There we go, just wet my whistle slightly and then yeah, let's try it again. So we know that in our equipment we need to take, so we probably don't need this or this, where was it? Artifacts, the Empire's Burden, right? There we go. So this, and then I don't know, what else do we want to take? Anything in particular? Not really. I don't know, we'll take that. Actually, you know what, we'll take a... where is it? The Gambler's Jewel, because I like the Gambler's Jewel, and because it's got a token. Perfect. So, with that in mind, we want to change our equipment, our encounters rather, to stack things that will give us equipment. So Thomas the Ogre does. We obviously need to struggle some contact. Ordeal by Iron I'm just going to keep in because we've not seen it before. And then otherwise equipment, we want stuff that will draw specific equipment, or any equipment. So let's go for something specific, I guess. Don't need an artifact, don't need a helm, don't need a weapon. So in fact let's go for any, because we want something opposite of all of those things. And I guess we'll go for the Merchant's Favour. And oh, one more. Dark Alleys, Deep Waters, Dwarven Haggler, Empire Contacts, Fallen Treasure? Fallen Treasure, perfect. Oh no, technically the thing is an artifact, isn't it? Okay, perhaps we do pick one of those instead then. So let's put the filters back on. Equipment, specific, artifact. Artifact, there we go. Perfect. And let's jump straight back into it. Again, while the dealer's faffing around with his cards, I'm going to just take a little quick little drink, because I've been recording all afternoon and my throat is beginning to get a little sore. There we go. So we start with our bonus food again. Let's go this way. Oh, a blizzard. Who would have thought? So we take some injuries straight away. And let's see if I can actually make one of these things. No! Still another failure. Wow, I am very bad at these today. So we take some more damage. Hopefully not the end of the world. At least this time we can
Everywhere
use our...
we turn, they are burning witches. Were I you, I'd stand clear. Until we end this, the Empire will continue with its purges.
Yes, indeed. So, what was I saying? Yes, now that we've got all of this extra food and we don't necessarily need to preserve it, we can just rest in camp and heal up and that'll be fine. So, ordeal by iron. A midwife confined to a pillory cries out to you, proclaiming her innocence. I'm not a witch, she cries. She's accused of practicing necromancy after she brought a stillborn back to life, and is due to stand trial in front of the Inquisition. I was only looking out for the child, and now they will have me hold scorching iron to see if I burn. Of course I will burn, she exclaims. You promise to do whatever it takes to free her. On the day of the trial, you sneak into the executioner's chamber and draw your sword as the burly man adjusts his executioner's mask. Okay.
The pendulum is ever changing, and the challenges it presents change too.
Ah, missed. Yes, we'd like to retry. We can't let that poor woman be burned just for saving a child. Although now the pendulum and the, I don't know what you call them, the success things are out of sync. So let's see if we can wait until they're going in the same direction. Never mind, too early.
Even when things appear impossible, they can be mastered. Keep practicing.
You are beautiful no matter what they say. The masked executioner insists of this reflection before bursting into noisy sobs. The sudden outburst stops you in your tracks. You cannot help but sink further into your hiding place behind the closet as the executioner, still sniffling, hurries from his quarters. Okay. What do we want for this? Heroic sacrifice? Nah, we don't need that. Beggar's Charm. Sure, we'll go for that. There's Ascension, don't need that yet. Merchant's Favour, here we go. So there we go, there's our Empire's Burden, so we grab that without hesitation. Use Estrella for 3 turns, but that's fine. Oh, Temple Res again. Can't make a donation this time. But as long as nothing happens to that artifact, we should be able to do this quest just fine.
The Empire has done its best to purge magic from within its borders, but there are many who practice it beyond them.
How do I keep picking failures? I almost feel like it's doing this on purpose. Okay, more blizzards. I mean, let's see if I am doing it every time. Wow, I really am. Okay, but on the bright side, we actually have some combat, so we can use our questing mace. I probably should have checked if it was something specific we were required to do with it, whether it's finishes or parries or whatnot, or whether it's just defeat all of the Northerns. Okay, let's dodge those bowlers. Really, really hate those. And I think we'll focus on you as a result. Just smack you over the head with this mace. There we go. So yeah, I don't remember if it's like finishes or special attacks or what, but I guess we'll try and do it with finishes if possible. Oh, never mind. Not possible that time. Okay, there as well. Bit sloppy today. Oh, didn't manage to use the special in time, but did manage to kick him right off a cliff, so you win some, you lose some. Excuse me, and we get a little bit of gold for our trouble.
With the least of notice, the very lands beneath your feet can slide away. Life is filled with surprises.
I both love and loathe how smug the dealer is at times. He does make for entertaining company.
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get. Let's just try to make this right.
Didn't quite get the killing blow with that special, but I think that's probably fine. Just charge it back up again. I'm pretty sure we dodged out of the way of that one. Oh well. There we go, we've got to finish this time. Sort of kick there, though, for no reason. There we go, kick landed. A little bit of extra damage on this guy. Or is it? Oh, maybe it's charged bash attacks or something. I really should check that when we get back to the board. I'll have to give it a look and make sure that we're doing the right thing, because it'd be a shame to do all of this and not get credit for it. There we go. Winter's Bane. Ooh, we could get the Winter's Bane as well, which also is just defeat 30 Northerners. See, this one is with a finisher. Let's grab it just because. This one is just defeat 20 Northerners actually, so you know what, we'll finish the questing mace first, and then if we get the token, we'll swap over. There we go. Beat the total, find the guy, let's dig him out, so we get a little bit of fame, and we get a blessing. First hit in combat against Northerners does bonus damage. It's weird that the Northerner blessed us with that, but you know what. Okay. Thomas the Ogre again. You know what? I absolutely should have stopped and rested before doing this, but luckily, if we play our cards right and we make sure to let him win, we will. What's the word? We will come out of this unscathed. So you know what? Let's accept. Play a card game. So we're going to lose this one on purpose, just so that he doesn't get angry and think we're cheating, because I am particularly bad against fighting ogres because they are terrifying. Although again, this because this is such a nice short quest, it would be a good one to put in that armour that's good against ogres, and then we can grind this to get the token of that. Although that does sound quite dull to do on a video, so maybe I'll just do that between episodes, just because. There we go. At least we get gold on this, so hopefully we'll get a nice reward. Hey, Scorched Blade. Can't actually use it, but we'll hang on to it. We can always sell it if we want.
And now let us see how queens are made, and how they fall.
Ah, yes. I forgot we had to get through this dungeon, because you remember how not 5 seconds ago I just said, ah yes, I'll make sure to rest and recover all of my health before moving on, and I didn't. I'm going to regret that now, aren't I? Oh dear. So on the bright side, we know roughly that we don't have to, what's the word? There's nothing special we need to do in this dungeon, we just need to get through it, so I'm just going to rush straight for the exit. There we go. Where's the exit? It's over there this time, so we'll just head over there, and we'll try and do it nice and quick, and, or rather, nice and safely. Less haste, more speed, all of that. So there we go, we'll set that off. We can just sneak through here. Ooh, that's a lot of bear traps. I don't see the exit. That's slightly concerning. Is that it over there? That's it over there. Okay, excellent. We'll take the gold, because why not? But now that we've gone through, hopefully we can hand over the Empire's Burden and complete another stage on Strella's quest. So 2 for the price of 1 now. There we go. Blah blah blah. Giant old rat. There we we go. Have this artifact. You place the artifact at the Siltir's feet. The rat paws at it before pushing it into a box at her side. Estrella bows again. The Siltir doesn't appear to notice, and exits the cave. It will take some days for her to craft the upgrade.
A gift for a gift. A respectful way to deal with the last of the Queens of Plague. I miss them. My original cohort. Yet their time has passed. It will not come again.
Meanwhile, we should head west. Captain Belmare is leading a scouting party there. He is an old ally and good friend. He may be convinced to help defend Farwater. Okay, so I guess we'll go and do that. And, I mean, this episode was dragged on a little bit, but I guess we might as well play until we get to the end, particularly if we're going to take damage like that. And hopefully we'll get a little bit of extra progress on our questing mace. But again, not if we're going to do it like that. It's lucky that we came across it there. That's right. We can camp. We can cook. Let's just click on that a lot. There we go, almost back up to full health. Interesting then. Off we go, let's ascend. Second wind, what's this one do for us? In combat, boost life to 75 when life drops below 75 and then discard. Oh, not lovely. That will come in handy, probably. But what we especially want to do is just to find some Northmen to attack. So come on, not really fussed about all these gambits. Hey, I got a success, the first time all day. Fallen treasure. Ooh, Gambler's Jewel. So we lose our thing, so we enter the cave and take it. But we need to... Oop, miss. Let's retry that. There we go. So does this get us anything, or does it just give us a chance of losing something? Oh. 2 fame. So that actually doesn't give us any equipment. We just have a chance of
Having
losing.
a madman at the table of life and death leads more and more to people hiding their wealth, especially when that wealth carries the taint of spellcraft upon it.
Okay. So a little bit of combat. Lucky us. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's gonna get us almost... Oh, there we go, there's our blessing. It does extra damage to Northmen. Okay, dodge this one. Defeat you because you're just really annoying. Hopefully we'll come across, I think, is it 3 more we'll need to defeat before we get to the end of this quest? In fact, I'm sure there's probably 8 at least in the final boss fight, right? So perfect. So we'll see if we get some extra tokens for it as well. And then we'll come back for the rest of the Stratus quests, hopefully in the next episode. That's something to look forward to, isn't it? There we go. Dodge around. Smash you to pieces. And away we go, onwards to the rest of the journey. So Estrella's quest seems to be relatively straightforward at the minute. Colbjorn's is still going to worry me slightly because of the amount of, the sheer amount of... Ooh, wow. Okay, that's the best I think I've rolled today as well. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Colbjorn's quest particularly has a particularly tricky beginning because it involves a brimstone card and a lot of running around in the wilderness in the frozen north and basically suffering a lot of frostbite like we are now. So I think we'd want to stack, say, maximum health or something like that. Wow, let's redraw that. Okay, there we go, another success. And I guess food? Probably food and max health and something like that. Ah, there we go, here's the summit, so we'll enter. We've only got 4 of 6 blessings, unfortunately. So we're going to have to fight. There we go. And hopefully this will give us the token we need from that card as well. And then we can grind the token of a different card while we're doing the quest. And then, although this this map may be best for grinding companion quests and all of that, I might decide to do a different one.
I have spent my life proving myself. One more makes no difference.
Possibly slightly less suitable, just for a change of scenery and things like that. Although I suppose at the end of the day it doesn't really matter, because our main objective is just to get our companions home safely from the clutches of the Empire and all of that. Almost there. Got caught by one of those brothers again. Another one. Although really that didn't actually oh, that's cool. That didn't break our combo. Ow. And finish. There we go. Take a mace to the face. A face mace, if you will. Give me a break. It's been a long day and I'm tired, okay? There we go. There we go. One token for us. So, next step of Estrella's quest. Empire Captain Belmer. And what do we get for this? Is it questing Mace 4? It is questing Mace 4, okay, perhaps we'll be doing that then. Okay, so slightly different episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. I think we'll probably give it another go, do a similar thing next episode as well, just try and get Estrella all nice and platinum, so she can at least survive the first part of the Judgment. And then, you know what, maybe we'll do that and just see what happens, and then figure out which companion we need to get all platinumed up next. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye.